What's going on, guys? This is Carl with the Racerred channel, and today I'm talking about the 2025 Beta 300 race. New for 2025, they have dual spark plugs on top of the cylinder. That's supposed to clean up the emissions. It will probably help quite a bit when you upgrade the bike and put more fuel into it. I have not tested that out, but we will probably this year. And yeah, it should be a lot more stable this year with the upgraded front of the frame being thicker and wider. That was for 24, and for 25, they've also included an upgraded axle, which is also bigger and a little bit more stable in the rear. A lot of that stuff has come from research in the motocross and supercross racing team. It has more stability in the front, more stability in the rear, and then they've upgraded the suspension to accommodate that. So it should be more stable and more precise at speed. The bike behind me has a FMF turbine core added to it, as well as the seat concept seats, SXS handguards, and SXS skid plate. So it has some minor adjustments to it, but nothing that's going to enhance the performance to the point where I won't know what it feels like stock. Pretty much all of the dirt bikes have gotten so refined, it's really nitpicking to have problems with any of them, but they all feel a little bit different. So it's just a lot of it's preference. This motor, this engine works really, really strong. This bike vibrates way more than the Husky. They are both counterbalanced, and really, why would you have a totally smooth bike? Like, my bike almost feels, that Husky, it almost feels like an electric bike compared to riding one of these. Does that even bother me a little bit? No. I see no real reason why you would need a perfectly smooth bike. So these Betas, how they vibrate a little bit more, it just feels totally normal. It's really good. I like the power delivery. I really love how the Nissan brakes feel. I love how the Brembo clutch feels. It's really strong on bottom, and it has more of a two-strokey kind of hit to it. Yeah, the bike is just phenomenal. It's a really, really beautiful bike. If that's your thing, if you just want the coolest looking bike out there when you go riding with your buddies, the Beta is the way to go. It's a really, really good bike. It's got a little horn on it even. That's pretty loud. Blasting those wild bears right out of my way. I'm running a, I believe it's an X Pro bib on the front and a Michelin bib on the rear. Front fork feels a little bit stiff for this rocky terrain. As you can see, this has a Can carburetor. They have that tuned pretty well, and then that goes into the V-Force 4 reeds. So it's all premium stuff. You have plenty of working room here. There's lots of room to be able to get this carburetor out of here if you need to. It looks like everything here is pretty easy to work on. Beta does get a lot of complaints about their electronics and how they wire things. The wiring to your stator that goes up and feeds up underneath the tank. So from the stator, the wires go up, and you can see they all kind of bundle up in there, and they're using two zip ties to hold them against the frame. And what's going to happen over time is those zip ties are going to wear through those wires, and they don't have very much protection. The wiring, although I like how it's routed on this bike, I think it's going to be reliable. I would take this gas tank off of here and then fortify underneath of this zip tie. I would wrap all of this in duct tape or electrical tape, something to where that zip tie isn't going to wear straight through your wiring. Dirt bikes have a lot of vibration and movement, and that is definitely going to happen over time. The whole bike looks beautiful. It has kind of a Ferrari kind of feel to it. I mean, I think they're the best looking bike on the market by far. In the past, I thought their Brembo clutches felt a little bit grabby off and on, but that clutch feel is amazing on this bike. So I don't know what they changed about it, or if they did change it, but it sure feels progressive, and I don't get that contact patch that's so small that it just grabs and goes. It really has a good feel to it all the way through. It has two different modes. It has rain and sun, which basically just means full performance on the sun side, and on the rain side it'll retard the ignition to make it easier to ride. So I never use rain mode, but to each his own. I think a lot of people might benefit from it. Like I said, I only have one complaint with it really, and that's the rigidity of how it feels, and that could be changed up by softening the suspension. So that's just my initial feel. This is just like an initial review. I haven't had this bike long term to be able to really play with stuff yet. The bike comes pretty much ready to make street legal. Comes with the turn signal integration on the handlebars, comes with a horn, high beam, low beam, everything is there. So all you have to do is add signals to it and you're pretty much good to go. You have a brake light and everything. So the thing I will say is that I probably wouldn't do that just because it is pre-mixed. The race edition in particular is pre-mixed unless you have it converted into oil injection. If you don't have an oil injection bike on the street, it makes things a little bit difficult because you can't just put straight pump gas into it. One thing I really like about this bike is how it's got a really good turning radius. And that is one thing they improved over previous years on this bike. And the 24 model even has a better turning radius. That's really where they made the major improvement, because they sloped the top of the carburetor, or sloped the top of the radiator rather. I will say, to me, this bike feels heavier than normal, and it may be because of the moose that are being run right now. This bike has a lot of grunt. I noticed right off when I start it, it just seems to have tons of low-end grunt. And you can kind of feel that right when you start it up, not even going. You just rev it up and you can feel the engine working away.
His name is Racerred. If he wasn't riding, he'd be in bed. He naps during the day. He rides his love in garage bays. Oh, he rides all night, full throttle all the time. Oh, he was born to ride. Red Racer, like, comment, and subscribe.